All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. We are going to do the mid-May reading here for Capricorn and Capricorn placements. So basically, it's a reading for May 17th through the end of the month here. So the next couple weeks to give you an update and see what Spirit wants you to know. Okay. And this will be for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. All right. And I am going to, while I'm shuffling, I am going to throw out there, my intention is to do each sign weekly. However, my month of May has been a little crazy. And unfortunately, I was not able to do that this month or start that. So I am intending to start that in June. Okay. So be on the lookout for that. All right. So, Spirit, what can you tell us and give us 3 cards here from this Oracle deck to give us the overall vibe for the next couple weeks here for Capricorn and Capricorn placements from May 17th through the end of the month, 2026. What is the overall vibe, please? What can you tell us? Okay. Well, first card out is around winter. Okay, so maybe something significant happened during winter. Okay. Oh wow, I'm going to be honest. This has never happened to me before. The 2 cards that fell out, we've got Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Wow. All right. So I'm not sure, which you resonate with. Something significant could have happened around winter. For you, it could be that maybe now it doesn't have to be this past winter. It could be a winter a year ago, a couple years ago, whatever the case may be. But I feel like something significant did happen. Whether, like I said, maybe you met this person then, maybe you broke up with them or separated from them then. But something significant happened in winter. Okay, and it might not have happened where it was the 2 of you. It could be something significant happened in your life. Something significant could have happened in their life. All right. Yeah. And then we also have triggers. Okay. So with these cards, the Divine Feminine, like I said, whether you resonate being the feminine or masculine energy here, it mentions leader, strong intuition, empathic heart, and healer to others. Okay. So you might feel like, you're a healer. Or you could be, you could even work in the healthcare field, but doesn't have to be. It could just be your presence that is healing. But there's also a Divine Masculine here, and that person is identifying as being the protector, the provider. They're usually action-oriented, and a lot of times they are more in their headspace, so they are in that rational, logical mindset as opposed to being overly emotional. Okay. But something here has been triggering to maybe both of you, maybe one person more than the other. This could have to do with childhood wounds that need healing. They need addressing. There could be flashbacks involved to maybe childhood or, other past relationships. Okay. Maybe patterns that have been involved. I feel like, whoever is really experiencing some of these triggers and not wanting to look at them and not wanting to address them, they might be feeling like they're ready to explode because of the intensity. And, maybe they feel exposed by you. Okay. Or one person feels exposed more than the other because of, maybe possibly, whoever the Divine Feminine is here in this scenario, if you do have strong, or this person does have strong intuition, maybe this person knows that, that the feminine can see things about this masculine that no one else has been able to do before or has not able to, identify. And they do feel exposed because maybe things have been hidden here. Okay. But I feel, if you resonate with being on the twin flame journey, or, maybe that this person is at least even a high level soulmate or divine counterpart, any of these can be related to triggers. But usually divine counterparts, twin flames, things like that, involve a divine masculine and a feminine. And for the 2 of them to come out at the same time, those 2 cards fell out onto my table exactly at the same time. And I just got chills. Yeah. I mean, so for a lot of you out there, you might definitely resonate with that. Okay. Being your situation or your story. All right. All right. So Spirit, one card, please, for Capricorn and Capricorn placements from now until the end of May. What is the overall energy for them and for their message? One card, please, for the overall energy, please, for Capricorn and Capricorn placements. Okay. We have the 10 of Pentacles here. Okay. The challenge, please, for Capricorn and Capricorn placements. We have the 5 of Wands. And what is the focus area, please? One card. Oh, okay. We have the 9 of Swords here. Making sure nothing else flew out. Okay. And then on the bottom of the deck here, we've got Death, which is death. And this deck is Death and Rebirth, the 6 of Swords. And under that is the 8 of Wands. Okay. All right. So before we start clarifying here, so the overall energy is the 10 of Pentacles. There could be something related to a home here. Maybe you are married to this person, okay, or are married to this person. Maybe you felt like this person was your 10 of Pentacles, where you were meant to be together and have this generational, wealth and abundance, the stability, security, this sense of family, this sense of home. Okay. So whether, like I said, you have already, gone through this and, had this with this person or have currently, or whether this is something where it was just, it felt meant to be. Yeah, I feel like the 10 of Pentacles is definitely significant here for the overall energy. Okay. Now, there could be external influences that were involved here with the 5 of Wands that are causing a challenge here for you two to be together. I feel like the 5 of Wands could also be a lot of chaos, conflict, and drama. Okay. Arguments, fighting, things like that. So that could have gotten in the way of you all being together as well. Okay. Or, being cohesive and being, peaceful and happy. Okay. I'm also getting the message from Spirit that, not to go back to this, but with the 10 of Pentacles, that either, you could have already been in a family dynamic, or this other person could have. Okay. Or could be even at the current moment. But with the 9 of Swords here being the focus, I mean, I feel like there's been anxiety on both sides here. It could be related to triggers. It could be related to this 5 of Wands energy. It could be related to a lot of things. We'll have to see what the clarifiers are. But I feel like it's going to be different for a lot of you. But yeah, I feel like, you both are mirroring one another, especially with the divine feminine and masculine cards coming out here. I feel like there might be a lot of mirroring going on. And I feel like, you're both feeling that sense of anxiety at similar times. And there might be a lot of sleepless nights involved with this. Okay. That sense of peace, you haven't had that possibly for a while, unfortunately. But on the bottom of the deck, we've got, Death and Rebirth, 6 of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. So whatever's going on here in this situation, I feel like there's communication that'll be coming your way. Okay. I feel like whoever the other person is, whether it's the feminine or masculine, I feel like that person might be the person communicating to you, and they're wanting to move on to calmer waters with you and kind of make amends and, kind of make things right, I guess, is what I'm hearing. And like I said, make things right is going to be different for all of you. But obviously there was an ending here between the two of you. So even if you are, even still currently under one roof, I mean, there still could have been an ending of some sort. But I feel like, both of you want a transformation here. Okay, there at least on the whoever the person is that's communicating with you, at least that person wants to transform things, and move on to calmer waters and have a more peaceful connection. But It could, it could very well be on both sides. Okay. All right, Spirit. As far as the Ten of Pentacles being the overall energy, please give me 3 cards to clarify. Okay. First card out that just flew out was the King of Cups. 2 more cards, please, for the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. We've got Justice. And we have the 2 of Cups. On the bottom is the 2 of Wands. Okay. All right. So as far as the overall energy here, I do feel even if there is a family dynamic or, a relationship or something like that that is separate from you and this person. So if you are, with someone else in a relationship or marriage, or this other person is, I feel like that is not really what this 10 of Pentacles is saying. I feel like this 10 of Pentacles is what the 2 of you were supposed to be together. Okay. Now, whether you have had this with this person or not, and you're in a family dynamic or not, that's perfectly fine. Okay. But I'm feeling like it's either that or it is the fact that the 2 of you were supposed to have this together. Okay. That was supposed to be the end result. Now, as we know, even if, whether you believe in twin flames or not, the goal of the twin flame journey, is healing. Okay. It's, addressing your shadow, addressing the wounding that needs healing. It's mirroring one another so that you're basically shown what needs to be healed. And it is an intense connection that's supposed to push you into that healing process. Okay. It's not always meant for the 2 people to come together. It can happen. And that would be wonderful if, everybody healed and came back together and, happily ever after. Right. But we know that that's not reality. And unfortunately, that's not the goal of that connection. Okay. But if you can heal on both sides and then come together and come back together and heal together, I mean, that is always a great thing. Okay. In this situation, for whoever's watching and whoever's resonating with this, I do feel like there was a huge potential for the 2 of you to be together and stay together in this lifetime. Okay. So it is very possible, with that being the overall energy here, that, either both of you were looking forward to that. Like I said, you could already have this with this person and maybe you're just having issues, but yeah, you were supposed to be in the 10 of Pentacles with this person. You're supposed to have this, you're supposed to basically get married to this person and have them in your life forever, for this lifetime. So the thing is that, male or female, doesn't matter the gender here. But I feel like, this person loves you. Okay. No matter what is going on here, no matter what they've expressed to you. And like I said, male or female doesn't matter, but this person does have love for you. Okay. I feel like this person is also very intuitive. Now, whether they follow that, that's another story, but this person is also very intuitive and very emotional. Okay. Whether they show their emotion, or not. But I feel like maybe this person owed you karma here. It is possible that there is some sense of karma at play here as well in this situation. I feel like it is possible that, like I said, yeah, this person does owe you something. If you believe in past lives, it could be something that they owe you from a past life. Maybe if you do resonate with believing in past lives, that maybe, this person has basically, I hate to say, screw you over in multiple past lives, and now, they owe you and they owe this 10 of Pentacles to you. Okay. That could be for at least some of you out there. Okay. But I do feel like, after everything you've been through in your life, after everything this person has been through, this is basically the good karma is for you both to come together, and you were supposed to, you know, be together and be in this, you know, generational happiness, sense of family, generational wealth and abundance, you know, in this lifetime. Okay. And again, we've got the Two of Cups here. So yeah, again, it's a high level soulmate here. This is a definite partnership. It is a definite love connection. Okay. So if you were doubting that, yeah, this person, that is what they are to you. Okay. With the Two of Wands, I feel like there is a crossroads here though. Okay. There could be some planning involved that's going on behind the scenes that maybe you don't know about. It could be actually the universe planning. That could indicate divine intervention in my eyes. I'm reading that as, you know, it could also be divine intervention. And I just got chills. So I feel like there could be a divine intervention at play here in this situation. Okay. Now, also, I am feeling with the Justice card here, one or two of you, I mean, you could be going through some kind of legal issue, or this person could be. Okay. With Justice. Okay. With the Five of Wands being the challenge here, Spirit, 3 cards to clarify, please. Okay. We've got the Fool. 2 more cards, please. Ooh, okay. We have the Two of Swords and the 10 of Swords. All right. At the bottom is the 8 of Cups. Okay. Yeah. So okay. You know, the thing is with the Five of Wands here, like I said, I mean, there could be, you know, there could have been a lot of arguments, drama, chaos within this connection here. But I also do feel like there were external, circumstances or sources that affected this connection. Okay. And that is part of the challenge. I feel like you both kind of wanted a new beginning here. But unfortunately, there were other things at play that influenced maybe that not happening. Okay. Whatever these influences are or were, I feel like maybe they've affected this other person. You know, it could be you, but I feel like it's more this other person in their decision making. Okay. So maybe this person had a difficult time making a decision. Maybe this person had a difficult time figuring out what the right path was, okay, or the right thing to do, especially if they were used to things in life or the choices that they made being the comfortable choice, being the easy choice. And this is a more difficult choice because it has to do with healing. It has to do with growing. And that's not always easy. Okay. So I have a feeling that this person is used to making an easier choice in the past. And because, like I said, this is a more difficult path, they felt basically urged to choose this path. Their soul wanted them to choose this path, but unfortunately, you know, they were held up, and they really, or were basically hesitating making a decision. There could have been things also that maybe this person was closing their eyes to or turning a blind eye to. Okay, and that could be something to do with these external, you know, things going on that, you know, influences. But also I feel like they were kind of, you know, blindfolded to the fact that they needed to heal within themselves. And it's been something this person has avoided for a very long time. And you basically were the one to show this person, no, you cannot, you need to take that blindfold off, you know? And this person is like basically wanting to paint it on and keep it there forever. That, you know, I feel like this person is, you know, very stubborn possibly, and even maybe like avoidant in certain ways. Okay. But unfortunately, I feel like, you know, maybe things have ended here between you and this person with the 10 of Swords. There could have been betrayal here involved. Okay. If not between the two of you, there could have been an ending in, you know, either your life or this other person's life that has affected this as well. okay, or affected their mentality. But I feel though that there most likely was some sort of ending between the two of you, okay, and it could have been related to this external stuff. I hate to say stuff, but multitude of things. I feel like it's not just one thing, okay, whatever this Five of Wands is in this situation, okay, but whatever this Five of Wands was, even though the both of you wanted this new beginning deep down, I feel like because this person could not make a decision, because there was a lot of drama, chaos, conflict, and all of that, maybe arguments, external parties, whatever the situation was, it just became too much for you. And I feel like you felt like you needed to walk away from this. Okay, now this person could have walked away from you because of that, like I said, avoidance energy. That is possible, but I do feel like you could have very well walked away from this person. Okay, because you were looking for peace. Okay, and unfortunately, with the Five of Wands here, I feel like you definitely were not getting peace from this person in this situation. Okay. All right, so as far as the Nine of Swords being the focus here, Spirit, 3 cards to clarify, please. 3 cards to clarify the Nine of Swords. Okay, we've got the Sun. Okay, we've got the Moon. Wow, the Sun and the Moon. Oh, wow. Okay, and then we've got the Ten of Cups. On the bottom, the Knight of Cups. All right, so as far as the Nine of Swords being the focus here, I feel like I said, there has been anxiety on both sides here. Okay. If you feel like this person hasn't been anxious and having sleepless nights, you are wrong. This person has been having a lot of anxiety, just like you might have, and maybe you kind of move past this anxiety. It is possible that you've already been through the healing process, or you're still healing, but you're at a point where, you're no longer having these anxious feelings that are affecting, your sleep and your daily activities. But, Spirit kind of wants you to focus maybe on, figuring out why. Why are you feeling so anxious? What can you do to combat this? Maybe meditating, maybe speaking with your guides and your angels, manifesting, things like that. Okay. Maybe grounding yourself, taking a walk in nature, things like that. Anything that might help, but also going within and kind of figuring out why this is happening. Okay. Why you're feeling this way. Okay. Now with the Sun, I get, most of the time I do get twofold messages with the Sun. Sometimes it's just one, but I do feel here that not only does Spirit want you to focus on what makes you happiest, what is in your heart here, I also feel like things are going to come to light here for you. Okay, so whether it is during meditation, during your dream state, it could actually be through a conversation. Okay, there is going to be something that illuminates something for you here, some kind of information, or something you didn't know before. Okay, because obviously there are things that are hidden here. Okay, with the Moon, and this, whatever's hidden in this scenario or this situation, things are going to come to light here. All right, you will be, basically communicated in one way or another what could be hidden. Okay. Now, Spirit is saying that, definitely focus on your happiness once again. Try to evaluate what makes you happiest and what makes your heart happy in life. Okay. I do feel like you most likely have an emotional connection or emotional bond with this person. And I feel like it goes both ways. Okay. Even if this person hasn't verbally mentioned that to you, I do feel that that is the case. That could be one of the things that's hidden. Okay. But yeah, once things come to light here for you, I feel like, there could be things at play behind the scenes that you're not aware of. And that might, influence you as well, as far as what's going on with this situation. Now we do have the Knight of Cups on the bottom here. I am going to be honest. I do feel like it's this person. Okay. I feel like this person is coming your way here. I feel like they are going to be making you some sort of maybe love offer. It could be with an apology. It could also be that they're just expressing their feelings to you. Okay. So, like I said, with the moon here, it could be that this is something that this person has hidden from you. They could explain that maybe they have this emotional connection with you that they've never had with anyone else in their past. Excuse me. But yeah, this person is going to come your way, and I do feel that they are going to, express some emotion here toward you. Okay. All right. So let's get some advice here from Spirit. Spirit, what can you tell Capricorn and Capricorn placements from now till the end of the month, either with the situation or just in life in general? What kind of advice can you give them? Okay, we've got the Tower. We have the Knight of Swords. What else do you have, Spirit? And we have the Hanged Man. We have Death. The Six of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Wands. Wow, okay. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, we've got the Two of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups. Anything else, Spirit? All right, and we have the Star here. Okay, on the bottom is the Nine of Wands. All right, so I am feeling that there is, something here is going to be shocking for you. Now, I feel like maybe just having this person in your life, maybe meeting them even, has been a tower moment for you. Okay, it has definitely changed your life in one way or another. And I feel like, you could have had multiple towers with this person. Okay. But I feel like you're also going to have a tower moment as well when this person returns. Okay. Because, like I said, I feel like this person is coming your way. Now, they could be an air sign or have air in their chart. It could just be the energy. But this person is most likely coming back basically impulsively. I feel like they want to come your way with some information, like I said. Okay. Communication. But it might be like in an impulsive way, like they can't wait. Okay. And that could be because they don't want you to, they don't want to miss out with you. Okay. You might already be in another relationship already, but they're hoping that you're not, I think is what, that's the message I'm getting. Now with the Hanged Man, this is coming after a period of stagnancy. Okay. Maybe you haven't heard from this person in a while. Maybe, there just has been a lot of distance and space between you and them. Okay. There could have been, like I said, an ending here. We've got the Ten of Swords as well. But I feel like if they were in another, relationship, connection, situation, anything like that, I feel like that has ended. Okay. And I feel like now this person is wanting to transform their life. This person is wanting to transform things with you. Okay. If you do resonate with this person being in another situation, this person could have been giving to more than one thing here, but that has, I feel like has ended. And now this person is wanting to come and give you your equal give and take. Okay. So just be prepared. Spirit wants you to know that this person is on their way here. And if you were wondering if something has ended maybe on their side, if they were with someone else, then that is confirmed here by Spirit. Okay. But you are going to get communication here. Okay. With the Eight of Wands. So be prepared for that. This person, you know, male or female, doesn't matter the gender, you know, they're most likely going to present as the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So unfortunately, this person feels very unstable right now. They could be financially unstable. They might have just lost their job, something like that. If they were with someone else, they could have, you know, lost money or assets due to that connection or relationship. Okay. Whatever they're going through right now, they're going through a period of instability. Okay. So Spirit does want you to know that. Okay, so that is part of your advice, that Spirit wants you to know that, because this person might not be upfront and honest about that. You know, that might be one of those things with the moon here. All right. The thing is, this person is here wanting to balance things out with you after a period of maybe juggling you, either with other connections or another connection, or with other external things like work, family, whatever, you know, the case might be. Okay. So they are hoping that they can balance things out after, you know, kind of, you know, maybe juggling you. But this person, you know, I feel like this person sees you as the Queen of Cups. You know, obviously, you know, like we say, male or female, doesn't matter the gender. But Spirit also wants you to remain in this energy as well. Okay. So part of the message and advice from Spirit is to remain very loving, remain emotionally available. Okay. You know, show that unconditional love that you do, you know, no matter what happens in this situation, and always follow your intuition. Okay. So that is part of, you know, the advice from Spirit. And, you know, with the Six of Pentacles as well, I feel like Spirit is saying that, you know, make sure that you always demand your equal give and take. Always, you know, stay in your power. You know, there is the possibility that things can transform here between you and this person, but you just need to make sure to not, you know, dismiss the red flags here. Okay. But there could be a lot of healing involved on both sides, you know, which is the goal. And you both can heal this connection with one another. It is possible. Okay. This person seems very hopeful that you will receive them. And, you know, that is really, you know, your free will. That is up to you, what you feel like doing in this situation. But Spirit is saying, try, and, you know, no matter what, to remain hopeful and inspired, just in general. Okay. So remain in that star energy and always know that you are the prize. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Nine of Wands here. You most likely have boundaries in place toward this person, because of this person, whatever the situation or reasoning is. But I feel like Spirit is saying, keep those boundaries in place. Okay. If this person returns, you know, don't just shut down your boundaries and, you know, go back to the way things were. You know, things happened here for a reason, and Spirit does not want you to fall back into another cycle of learning lessons, the same thing that might have happened last time. Okay, so just keep those boundaries in place because they're there for a reason. Okay, all right, so as far as signs, we've got earth, water, fire, and air. We've got all signs. Additionally, we've got Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius again, and 2 cards of Scorpio, and then Pisces as well. So multiple cards of Pisces, multiple cards of Scorpio, multiple cards of Aquarius in this reading. But we do have all signs. Okay? All right. Well, I hope that this reading helped. I hope that it brought clarity and insight for you. If you do feel like it resonated, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, be on the lookout for those weekly readings, hopefully coming in a couple weeks here for you. And I hope this reading found you well. Until next time, take care and namaste.